Welcome to WUP with Jen. Today's pod is about poop. And it's only one story I have about poop. And poop is kind of funny to talk about, but it's also sometimes my worst nightmare. When my son was born, I was a complete by the book sort of mom. I kept a diary, a journal that I recorded every single time he ate, for how long, and when he had his poops and pees. I was obsessed with his digestive system and how often he went. The second time around with my daughter, I wasn't quite as obsessed. Also, I had a lot less time, but I was a much more confident parent by then. But her delays kept her from being potty trained at the same age as typical kids. And I was wondering, how large the diapers actually went up in size as she grew, and pull-ups too. Like, it's kind of hard to have a large child. You're walking around and people can see that they're, wearing diapers and pull-ups. And, are you being judged for that? Anyway, she did eventually and finally become potty trained around when she was in first grade. And I think it's because she was seeing other kids use the bathroom at school. This is when I knew she inherited my competitive nature. But it was still hit or miss. I always carried extra underwear and wipes with me and hand sanitizer at all times. And she had a gift for waiting until the absolute last minute to tell me she had to go potty. She would stand with a surprised look on her face and grab the front or back side of her crotch. She could not tell it was coming. It was just like, bam, time to go to the bathroom. I gotta go. Always in, situations where you're so close to a restroom, right? Trying to ask her to go on demand before getting in a car ride was useless. She obviously thought I was an idiot. She's like, I'll go when I have to go, Mom. When she was 6, she was on a special needs cheer team, which was really fun and a good social outlet for me because I made some really great friends with the other moms, and we could share stories and support for each other and our girls. We went to nationals in Anaheim, which is a big deal. Keep in mind, this is exhibition, not competitive cheer. So it's a lot to take time off of work, drive for 6 hours each way to watch your kid who is on stage for literally a handful of minutes. But those minutes were glorious. And the support we got from all the bystanders, I still get choked up today when I think about it. Anyway, the day of the competition, Elle and I were walking from the hotel to the convention center. And of course, midway, she grabs her butt in panic and makes that I have to poo face. There is no mistaking it. Even a stranger would recognize that I've got to poo now face. So we walk the rest of the way to the convention center. And at that time, Elle wasn't very good at keeping up a brisk pace or even walking in a straight line. But she is grabbing her butt the entire way. And okay, I can't care what anyone thinks who sees us. I just needed to get her to a bathroom pronto. In normal clothes, I always had a spare pair of shorts or underwear, but she happened to be wearing her one and only cheer uniform and was going on stage in an hour. So cleaning it, if I had to clean it, that wasn't going to be an option, and we just needed to make it to the bathroom. Once there, I needed a strategy. I knew she had pooped in her pants. How do I get her cleaned up and keep any poop from not touching the uniform? So I am hovering her small butt over the toilet and yanking down her skirt and underwear. And when I did that, with a huge plop, this enormous turd falls out of her underwear and splats on the floor. Keep in mind, this is in a convention center bathroom with a ton of typical giggling cheerleaders doing their hair and makeup. All right, no poop is on her uniform, which is awesome. Win for me. Okay, I just need to get her clean. Super carefully, I get her skirt and underwear off over her shoes. I don't want her going barefoot in a public bathroom, but yet I'm on my hands and knees doing all of this. And the underwear just went straight into the sanitary disposal bin. Sometimes when it's a complete loss and I have spare underwear. But my dilemma is that I need to clean her, but there's also a massive pile of shit on the floor that I have to work around. And in this split second, while I'm deciding which to tackle first, Elle decides it's time to stand up and move around, which means she takes her white cheer shoe and directly steps in the middle of her pile of shit. Okay, so I'm on my hands and knees. I've got my purse slung on my back so it doesn't touch the ground because, of course, this stall doesn't have a hook that I can hang it on. I have sweat dripping down my face. I am so hot and sweaty, and I'm running against the clock because I have to get all the warm-ups, and I also have to purchase my ticket. And if you've been to the Anaheim Convention Center, the ticket office is like on the complete opposite side of the main entrance to the building. It just makes absolutely no sense. And then I also have another beef because I really do think that we should get into those things for free, but that's an entire other pod. All right, I got to take her shoes off. I don't know what people must have thought was going on in our stall, and I did not care. I was in survival crisis mode. My priorities were clear. I needed to wipe up the floor to prevent poop spreading to anything else. So tons of wipes. I get it. It's done. Okay. No poop on the floor. Now I'm getting her cleaned up. Done. Okay. I'm starting to feel confident. I can do this. I'm a freaking unicorn. Slap on some fresh underwear and her skirt. And hey, Elle, while we're here, any other business you want to take care of? And she just looks at me like I'm a freaking idiot. No, Mom, I just went to the bathroom. I don't have to go again. Of course. And you always worry that she's going to do that whole crotch grab, like literally as they go on stage. You know, like she's held it because she's so excited. And then she goes on stage and either grabs her crotch or, you know, has an accident in front of 500 to 800 people. Fortunately, that has never happened. Okay, back to the story. Now it's time. I got to swallow my pride and head out to the sinks to see how I can get this shoe clean. Because Elle is what is known as a flyer, and that means the other girls who were typical athletes that volunteered their time and to perform and train with our girls. And by the way, I loved these girls and their families so much because they took time out of their day to support our girls. But they were going to lift Elle up, and she was going to stand on their hands. And all I can think of is her poopy shoe is going to stand on these nice girls' hands. And I'm like, shit, literally. These cheer shoes were grooved on the soles. And I was just like, why can't they be flat like a pair of Keds? I need a bristle brush. I am washing a poopy shoe in a convention center sink. Oh my God. And then I'm like, okay, Elle, stand still. Please don't touch anything. I mean, she is just like an impulsive toucher and a grabber. She touches everything. And so I'm washing the sole of her shoe as best as I can with paper towels and water and soap. And I'm hoping that just like walking around on the grass would rub off what remained deep in the crevices. And hopefully it'd be so deep that no one's hands could touch it. So I guess that's like my dirty little secret. And I did it. I got her ready, checked in on time. I am breathing hard. And my friend is looking at me like, where have you been? I saw you 20 minutes ago walking in and then you disappeared and you look like you just ran. And I told her, I'm going to just have to let you know later. I got to go sit down and we got to get the girls checked in. And we had carpooled to Anaheim together. And later that day on the way home, I told her the whole story. And we had ourselves a good laugh, like the kind where you almost pee a little. And these are the friends you can share just about anything with. They laugh with you and empathize with you. And there's no shame in sharing some embarrassing moments. No judgment. This is a good friend. I hope you have a friend who you can share your stories with too. I hope you get to laugh more than you cry. I have so many stories about poop, but this one was my favorite. And I felt like a true warrior that day. So whoop, whoop. Thanks for listening. I hope you laughed too. This is Jen.